Hello, Nigeria. Nice to have you join us on Newsline. I am Jennifer Igwe. Footprints on the Sands of Time, title of a poem by Henry Longfellow, a 19th century American writer, has become a famous phrase that is a reminder that the impact we make during a lifetime will live long after we've gone. So, how do you want to be remembered? As one who left legacies and affected the lives of family members, society, and the nation? Or one who committed incest and left ugly memories of despicable taboos? I can already tell your pick. Well, on our lineup today, we have the stories of men who committed the unthinkable by sleeping with their daughters. You have to stay tuned for details. Then I must say a true hero is one who shows so much resilience and pushes for survival in spite of the odds. An amputee with one arm who is eking out a living as a roadside vulcanizer is worth watching. We're also highlighting activities of brands and, of course, how we value celebrations and culture. Our social diary is on cue. So stay tuned for more after the news, and Elizabeth Omoriye in Abuja is ready for the news. Hello, Lizzie. Good to see you.
Hello, Jennifer. It's good to see you as well. Thanks for joining us on the news segment of the program. A giant-sized jinx was broken recently when the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) announced a first net profit for the first time in the 44 years history of the organization under President Muhammadu Buhari, who doubles as the Minister of Petroleum Resources. Here is a compilation of some groundbreaking successes recorded by the administration so far.
Presidency recently outlined some successes recorded by the administration in various sectors as a result of the pragmatic economic reforms it embarked upon. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, says a long-term jinx has been broken with the announcement of a profit of 287 billion naira by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC), also signing into law the Petroleum Industry Bill after almost 2 decades. Amendment of the Deep Offshore and Inland Basin Production Sharing Contracts Act 2019. More than $6 billion of inherited cash call arrears now being cleared. Overseeing the first successful marginal fields bid round in almost 20 years. Launch of the first National Social Investment Program in the country's history. Restoration of the federal budget from a January to December cycle. The assenting to the Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) Act, the Police Act 2020, Nigeria Correctional Service Act 2019, and Finance Acts of 2019 and 2020, with the mandate to support federal budgets in specific reform legislation and implementation. Also, enactment of the Suppression of Piracy and Other Maritime Offences Bill 2019, the first of its kind in the entire Gulf of Guinea, dedicated to prosecuting maritime offences. The Police Trust Fund Act 2019, the first overhaul of the Company and Allied Matters Act (CAMA) in 30 years. Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act 2019, expansion of operation of the Treasury Single Account (TSA). On projects, completion of the Takpe-Warri Rail Line in 2020, completion of the Abuja-Kaduna, Abuja Metro, Abuja-Warri and Lagos-Ibadan rail lines. Also completion of the NLNG train project, Train 6, in 2018, and successful flag-off of the Train 7 construction. Apapa-Oshodi-Oroshoki Expressway currently undergoing full reconstruction. Bonny bridges and road. Construction finally kicked off in 2017. The long-awaited Ogoni cleanup kicked off under the Buhari administration. The Zik Mausoleum was also completed in 2018.
Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi has inspected the proposed site for the construction of the Bonny deep sea port. The minister carried out the inspection in company of the acting MD, Nigeria Ports Authority, Mohammed Koko, and experts from the Ministry of Transportation and Contractors. Joy Uzo reports.
The proposed site for the Bonny seaport is expected to take about 500 meters of dredging before attaining the target depth of the seaport. During the inspection, the Minister of Transportation, Chibike Rotimi Amechi, noted that in choosing the site, considerations must be made towards cost reduction and ease in paying compensations. He said while the southeast part of the island was also viable, the most feasible may be the area to the west in Finima, as it would require less dredging. The minister further added that selection of the area when finally decided would ensure that NNPC pipes would not be tampered with or moved for the rail lines extending to the seaport. Managing Director, Nigerian Ports Authority, Mohammed Koko, affirmed that the essence of the inspection was to confirm the right location for the port, adding that final studies will be made and conclusions reached. Construction of the Bonny seaport will kick off within the year and run concurrently with the construction of the Port Harcourt to Maiduguri rail lines, which also extends to the seaport. In Port Harcourt, Joy Uzo, NTA News.
And from the foreign scene, soldiers who staged an uprising in Guinea's capital have said in a short broadcast on state television that they have dissolved the constitution and the government in the West African states. Videos shared on social media showed President Alpha Condé being surrounded by soldiers. The videos also showed citizens on streets jubilating following news of the arrest of President Condé. A military source said the gunfire, which rocked Conakry early Sunday, involved angry members of the Special Forces and Allied Army Corps.
Guinéennes et Guinéens, chers compatriotes, après avoir pris le président qui est actuellement avec nous, de la République, nous avons décidé de dissoudre la Constitution en vigueur, de dissoudre les institutions. Nous avons décidé aussi de dissoudre le gouvernement.
President Alpha Condé won a third presidential term in a violently disputed election last October. He ran after pushing through a new constitution in March 2020, which allowed him to sidestep the country's two-term limit, provoking mass protests. Condé became Guinea's first democratically elected president in 2010 and re-elected in 2015, before doing so again last year. Meanwhile, the United Nations Secretary General says he is personally following the situation in Guinea very closely as the UN condemns any takeover of government by force. And back home, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ibrahim Tanko Mohammed, has demanded for the records of proceedings in all the suits from which conflicting ex parte orders emanated. To this effect, the Chief Judges of Rivers, Kebbi, Cross River, Anambra, Jigawa and Imo states are to be quizzed on the controversial conflicting orders delivered in the various states on Monday, 6 September 2021. In a telephone interview with NTA News, the Director of Information to the National Judicial Council, Soji Oye, confirmed that there are indications that the Chief Judge, Delta State High Court, has also been invited to join other 6 chief judges to meet with the Chief Justice of Nigeria on Monday. To move to curb forum shopping is to reset the anti-corruption efforts of the Tanko leadership and entrench a new culture of accountability in the judicial system. Justice Ibrahim Tanko Mohammed is also likely to meet with the leadership of the Nigerian Bar Association in the course of the week over the matter. Now, what is the role of gatekeepers in resolving issues of insecurity in Nigeria? Who are these gatekeepers? This is the focus of a recent peace summit held in Abuja. Ekene Undule tells us more.
Increasing violent conflicts across Nigeria is the reason these experts on conflict resolution are gathered here. After their deliberations, it was resolved that peacekeeping requires collective efforts of all, starting from the family level.
Everybody is a gatekeeper depending on the society you find yourself. Whether you're in a church, you are a gatekeeper. Whether you're in a family, you are a gatekeeper. Whether you are a community, in the office, you are a gatekeeper.
It is a duty for everyone that is a stakeholder in peace management, like you and I, to partake. If you can't even send a flyer, you can talk to somebody about peace. If you cannot organize a workshop, you can organize a town hall meeting.
The convener of the summit believes it is time to go beyond mere rhetorics. This is why the Messenger of Peace Foundation will be distributing books on 100 peace nuggets across the country, translated in major Nigerian languages.
As long as there is open communication between government and its citizens, definitely there will be solutions to the peaceful coexistence that we all look for. But the responsibility of peaceful coexistence starts with governance.
The foundation will also hold its annual Peace Award on 13th November to recognize those who have been outstanding in peace efforts in their various communities. In Abuja, Ekene Ndulue, NTA News.
Talking nutrition now, the Nasarawa State government has launched a multi-sectoral framework for food and nutrition to check cases of acute malnutrition among children. Joshua Kigbo will bring us details of this report in our subsequent bulletin. Moving on now, civil societies and the umbrella body of micro, small and medium enterprises in Nigeria are advocating for synergy between electricity distribution companies, the regulatory bodies and the business community on how to address challenges of inadequate power supply, which is crippling the growth of small businesses in the country. At a major briefing on the plights of small business owners as a result of poor electricity supply and regular upward review of tariff, the groups say these challenges pose a threat to the realization of federal government program for job creation. Joshua Ojita reports that the groups call on the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission and the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission to protect rights of electricity consumers in the country.
So that we have a better system where MSMEs are empowered to grow, to produce, and to become stabilized, and to assist the system to work and mitigate the high level of unemployment and thereby reducing poverty and upping the GDP, so that at the end of the day there will be collective prosperity in Nigeria.
In order to enable Nigerian MSMEs compete favorably with their international counterparts in production of goods and services, reduce overdependence on foreign products, realize the campaign on patronage for made in Nigeria products, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and United Nations Industrial Development Organization should strategically collaborate with Federal Ministry of Power to find ways of addressing MSME electricity consumer issues that militate against the ability of Nigerian MSMEs competing with their counterparts abroad.
And our correspondent, Joshua Kigbo in Nasarawa State, will now give us a report on the launch of a multi-sectoral framework for food and nutrition in the state.
According to the Food and Agricultural Organizations, more than 70% of children in sub-Saharan Africa are malnourished, with more numbers going to bed hungry. It is to reverse this trend that the Nasarawa State government is taking action to raise the profile of child nutrition. Deputy Governor Dr. Emmanuel Akabe said government is working assiduously to ensure adequate food and nutrition for the people.
And the National Economic Council have set up a subcommittee on nutrition, and it's been discussed at that level. So the political will is already there in the country.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry for Finance, Budget and Planning, Emmanuel Alizi, noted that the action plan was initiated to address issue of malnutrition recorded in the state and called for synergy among partners for effective implementation. Director of Public Health, Dr. Ibrahim Al-Hassan, who spoke on the nutrition indicators of Nasarawa State, said more need to be done to attain the optimal nutritional status for all the people of the state. Development partners lauded the Nasarawa State government for the giant strides and promised to support the action plan for the development of the state. Joshua Kibu, NTA News.
Away from food and nutrition, the Federal Ministry of Works is to commence immediate reconstruction of eroded sections of Obajana Road, which was recently closed to traffic following heavy congestion and incessant road accidents. The Controller Works, Kajagbola Jimo, made this known while assessing the extent of damage on the ever-busy road in the industrial layout of Kogi State. Jacob Sani reports.
Obajana is home to sprawling industries, construction companies, and several other commercial concerns. Obajana town is known for heavy traffic flow, particularly high-velocity vehicles, to and from the numerous industries. These, in addition, the recent flooding and erosion is responsible for the deplorable state of the road, which has become a death trap to motorists and residents of the area.
The water on top of the road is up to 4 feet. All the trailers coming from Kaba Aziz, they have to wait. All the ones coming from Lokoja Aziz, they have to wait.
Worried by the development and determined to address the anomaly, the Minister for Works and Housing, Babatude Raji Fashola, has directed contractor to move to the site.
The Honorable Minister of Works and Housing has approved the reconstruction of this section. Not only approved the reconstruction, he approved adding twin shell of 3x3 bus covers to relieve the existing hydraulic system.
Jacob Sani, NT News.
Let's now shift attention to political matters. The local government congress is conducted nationwide, but the All Progressives Congress APC recorded an appreciable turnout of party members. Olabode Arewa in this report captured proceedings in some states of the Federation.
The All Progressives Congress, as a political party with a national spread, displayed its readiness to adequately participate in future elections. We saw these congresses held to choose leaders at local government levels. In Asaba Delta State, Tesi Koka reports that Deputy Senate President Ovie Omagige was at his hometown in Nugeli North local government area to vote for party leaders of his choice.
We're able to put our best foot forward in each of the wards, making the APC a grassroots movement in Delta State.
In Nasarawa State, Aliu Tijani reports that the party adopted the consensus model in electing its officials for the 13 local government areas in the state. In Katsina, Awal Aliu reports that APC party members expressed satisfaction with the consensus method used in the conduct, which they say is capable of repositioning the party for future success.
The interest of the party supersedes the interest of any one of us. Once we work very hard to ensure that the party succeeds, then every one of us succeeds.
In Jigawa State, Muhammad Musa Askira, who monitored the congresses, reports that the exercise was successful. In Borno State, Abubakar Muhammad Musa reports that the Congress for Maiduguri saw 27 members re-elected through consensus. In Benin, Goodluck Enaini reports that a 7-man delegation from the National Secretariat of the party and INEC monitored the exercise in Edo State.
The second assurance that Obia Southwest is APC will deliver
in Imo State, Bertie Bucho also reports on the conduct of the exercise.
The congresses, the report I'm getting from the field, going very well, and leaders have been able to put things together, and it will be very transparent, it will be straight, it will be free, and it will also be fair.
Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
Voice against drug abuse amongst Nigerians is getting louder as NDLEA continues to advocate premarital drug test. Abdulmalik Hassan reports that this was reiterated at a premarital counseling session.
A lady came for rehabilitation on substance abuse. I said, what do you take? She said she takes cocaine and marijuana. I said, what again? She said, those are the two she does. And that's, of course, what led to the divorce. I said, you take alcohol? She said, don't I know that alcohol is forbidden in the Quran? Could you see ignorance?
It is a premarital counseling session and facts sharing on drug abuse, which has become a worrisome trend in the society. Here, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency is emphatic on the need for couples to carry out drug tests before embarking on marriage.
Why should we have drug tests before marriage? Very simple. Because it is the drugs that destroy the marriage.
The counseling session also outlined preventive measures for drug users.
Before getting married, everyone is good, forming good, claiming that everything is okay. But then after some period of time, you get to realize that it's either the husband is a drug addict or the wife is a drug addict.
A lot of marriages crumble and crush down because you don't know your partner is into drug taking. But when you have the test done and you know the status of each other, you'll be able, if you still feel you're in love with that person, either the wife, either the girl or the man, you'll be able to go ahead with it. You will know that you're going into that marriage with that problem so that you can help yourselves.
The fact that drugs are linked with organized crime made experts here to advocate collective push to rid the society of the social menace. Abdulmalik Hassan, NTA News.
The Northern Governors' Wives Forum says it is strengthening collaboration with the federal government and other development platforms to bring down the rate of out-of-school children and drug abuse in the northern part of the country. Chairperson of the forum and wife of the Kaduna State Governor, Hadiza El-Rufai, made this known during an interaction with newsmen in Abuja. Thomas Ogletere reports.
Drug abuse, increasing rate of out-of-school children and gender violence are some of the social menace prevalent in the northern part of the country. Despite various interventions and advocacy by the government, these challenges continue to generate public concern. However, this situation is about to change as the Northern Governors' Wives Forum is re-strategizing to tackle the issues.
We have children out of school that are of various ages, so we need to find something for them to do. At least give them basic numeracy and literacy, and then some kind of training that they can use to make a living.
We have discovered that grassroots sports is keeping children engaged. We have organized leagues and tables and all these things. So we're doing baseball, softball, table tennis, football, to keep them engaged and off the streets.
We're trying to see how we can address children and youth that are at risk. We call it the RP project. And we're trying to get the states to lead in ensuring that we get these children into spaces, these youth into spaces, get their data to be able to address the various challenges.
The forum also outlined some of the major activities lined up for the year 2022, including commemoration of World AIDS Day in December this year. In Abuja, Thomas Ogletere, NTA News.
The Director General of NTA, Yakub Ibn Mohammed, has joined numerous loved ones and admirers of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustapha, in wishing him a most glorious 65th birthday. The NCDG noted that the SGF has proven over and over again that he sees power, influence and public office for what they really are, a unique opportunity to serve God and humanity. Yakub Ibn Mohammed prayed God to continue to guide, protect and give Boss Mustapha the needed longevity to continue to serve him and humanity in robust health. Construction of the Bonny Deep Sea Port in Rivers State may soon be underway as the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, identified the location of the port in Finima, Bonny Island. Managing Director, Niger Ports Authority, Mohammed Bello Koko, speaks on these activities at the eastern ports while on an inspection visit. Robinson Daratede has more.
Turning the over 800 kilometers Nigeria coastline into maritime hub through the construction of the Bonny Deep Sea Port is a plan the federal government is leaving no stone unturned to actualize. This is due to the fact that the location of the port has been identified at Finima in Bonny Island, which has a natural draft of about 17 meters. The construction, which may likely commence this year, is to be developed through direct investment with massive opportunities to the people and the country.
Apart from employment and so on and so forth, Nigeria will now be able to get more transit cargo that is meant for other countries. and then its own captive cargo also. Then there will be reduction in ship-to-ship activities that have been taking place at the neighboring ports of, let's say, Lomé or Cotonou and so on and so forth.
Similarly, to encourage the sailing of vessels to the eastern ports, the Nigerian Port Authority had earlier offered downward review of taxes to shipping companies, which has led to a slight increase in activities, particularly at the Onne port in Rivers State. To overcome the geographical constraints of long channels and siltation, the agency is encouraging the use of flat-bottom vessels in the eastern ports. In Port Harcourt, Robinson Delateide, NTA News.
World-renowned telecom network MTN Nigeria has entered into a 3-year partnership with the Nigeria Football Federation to expand the depth and strength of football in Nigeria. The deal, expected to be beneficial to both parties, is a follow-up to MTN's sponsorship of the forthcoming Aisha Buhari International Tournament. Michael Olale reports.
The signing of the agreement with the Nigeria Football Federation symbolizes MTN's visible passion for football, using this platform to connect with millions of Nigerians with shared perception.
We want to innovate in how football is shared, communicated, enjoyed with the entire Nigerian population, and we want this to be a hallmark of our deep, lasting relationship.
It is a partnership the telecommunication giant size is not taken lightly, as it seeks to utilize its platforms and resources to advance the football space.
Sponsoring football will bring happiness and a unifying factor to Nigerians, because one thing that always unites Nigeria is game of football.
Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dari, described the partnership as the first bold step in the quest to make football business-oriented, urging the Super Eagles to see the collaboration as the propelling force to qualify for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar.
That is what we want to see. We want to see our sporting federations self-funding. We want to see a massive partnership between the private sector and our sporting federations.
Today, after this signing of this agreement, I can tell you from almost point zero, Nigerian football will have been 85% self-funding after this. And that is our legacy, that's our dream.
MTN Nigeria, in its 20 years of existence in the country, is not only deepening the roots for a reliable and affordable network, but investing in the country's economy in every area. In Lagos, Michael Olale, NTA News.
Paralympics end in Tokyo, Japan, and our sportsman Ayodeji Makinde will give us details of this and other sporting stories. Ayodeji.
Thanks, Lizzie. Let's start all the way from the Far East out there in Japan, where the 2020 Paralympic Games ended on Sunday, with Team Nigeria finishing in the 33rd position. Let's hear the report from Amanzi Marcus.
At the opening, the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games came to a close on Sunday in Japan in a colorful ceremony.
Qu'elles soient opposées les unes aux autres.
China placed first with a total of 207 medals comprising 96 gold, 60 silver and 51 bronze, followed by Great Britain and the USA. The Netherlands are ranked 5th with 59 medals, while Azerbaijan completes the top 10 with 14 gold, 1 silver and 4 bronze, making a total of 19 medals. In Africa, Tunisia are ranked 28 and the best African team, followed by Algeria with 12 medals and Morocco in the 30th position with 4 gold, 4 silver and 3 bronze medals. Team Nigeria ended the games with 4 gold, 1 silver and 5 bronze medals in the 33rd position, followed by South Africa ranked 34, as both Kenya and Uganda earned a bronze each and ranked 78, the last position out of 163 Paralympic committees that competed. 22 sports were competed for from 24th August to the 5th of September 2021, involving 4,537 athletes. Paris hosts the next Olympics and Paralympics in 2024. With sports update, Manzi Marcus, NTA News.
After subduing the Lone Star of Liberia at the Teslim Balogun Stadium in Surulere, Super Eagles are set to fly out of the country in the early hours of Monday to Cape Verde in a FIFA World Cup qualifier for the year 2022 on match day 2 encounter on Tuesday. Nigeria got their campaign for a 7th FIFA World Cup finals appearance to a bright start with a 2-0 victory over the Lone Star on Friday. Nigeria Super Eagles are currently top in Group C with 3 points after a match, while Cape Verde is second following a 1-1 draw with the Central African Republic. Away from football, Confederation of African Handball has announced the indefinite postponement of the 28th Africa Junior Women's Team Championship scheduled to hold in Conakry, Guinea. The competition was planned to take place between September 9 to 15, 2021. The reason for the postponement was to allow for more teams to register for the competition, which serves as qualifiers for the World Championship in 2 age cadre, as Africa has 4 slots each for the 2022 and 2024 World Women's Junior and Youth Championships. In basketball, Tunisia are FIBA AfroBasket's 2021 champions after defeating Côte d'Ivoire 78-75 points in a pulsating final in Kigali, Rwanda. The Carthage Eagles successfully defended a title they won at home 4 years ago, going 6 matches unbeaten in the tournament. And that's your sports. It's back to Elizabeth.
Thank you so much, Ayodiji. The Nigerian government has expressed sadness over the apparent coup d'etat which occurred in the Republic of Guinea today in clear violation of the ECOWAS Protocol on Democracy and Good Governance. It also rejects any unconstitutional change of government and calls on those behind the coup to restore constitutional order without delay. Governor Nasir El-Rufai says adherence to the rule of law is critical to the survival and stability of every society. El-Rufai stated this in Jos when he paid a visit to condole the government and people of the state over recent attacks that left scores dead. The governor pointed out that the states are not only neighbors but are constantly faced with similar violent experiences. He further assured that he will work collaboratively with his Plateau State counterpart by sharing ideas that will help tackle the level of insecurity in both states. El-Rufai acknowledged the relentless efforts of Governor Simon Lalong towards the restoration of peace in Plateau State. Plateau State Deputy Governor, who received the governor on behalf of Governor Simon Lalong, thanked Governor El-Rufai for commiserating with them at these trying times and says there's need to collectively work to restore peace in troubled parts of the country. It is no longer news that just a week ago, Nigeria lost one of the towering figures in the Nigerian music industry, Sir Victor Efosa Uwaifo, a multi-talented music legend. What is making the news this time is that Sir Victor Uwaifo could well be said to qualify as a man of many parts. Let's join Adogbeji Adogba to take us into some aspects of Sir Victor Uwaifo's life and times that qualifies him as that man of many parts.
The music maestro's death drew the attention of the world to Edo State once again, as many distinguished personalities and professional groups trooped to Sir Victor Uwaifo's avenue to pay their respect to a man they have come to love. Governor Godwin Obaseki, in company of his wife and top government functionaries, led the pilgrimage. The governor says Edo State is proud of the legendary musician for bringing contemporary Benin culture to the world stage through his works.
In his 8 years on earth, there's practically no sphere of life he didn't transcend. It was in music, it was in arts, it was in government, it was in academia, and it was an integral part of our society. You cannot talk about Edo State, Benin City, our culture, our icons, without mentioning Sir Victor Uwaifo. He passed on as a very fulfilled and accomplished person, and I think it's worth celebrating.
Some professional groups, like the Performing Musician Association of Nigeria, PMAN, Society of Nigerian Artists, SNA, and some notable personalities eulogized the contributions of Sir Victor Uwaifo.
There was nothing about his, his rise that was political. He earned everything, every step in the way.
These are really great men.
And that report ends the news segment of the program. And here's a quick reminder, the campaign against rape is still on. Connect with us at the NTA. Take action today. Stand against rape and rapists. More to come with Jennifer after the break.
Are you ready for this?
Let me hear you, AJ. Give me some bass. Just one more. 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 Bring it out. Just one more. Just one more. Double it. Just one more. Just one more.
I was born hungry for success. It's the Nigerian way. Glow gets it. Champions stay hungry. Oh yeah. Glow gets it big time.
Hit the big time with 22 times bonus on every recharge. Dial *777#. It's a knockout.
The National Insurance Commission, NICOM, welcomes the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, to the 47th African Insurance Organization Conference and Annual General Assembly with the theme, Rebuilding Africa's Economy, an Insurance Perspective. Date, 4th to 8th September 2021. Venue, Eco Hotel and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. Announcer, Thomas Sunday Olonrodari, Commissioner for Insurance and CEO, NICOM.
The federal government has commenced second phase of COVID-19 vaccination. If you are 18 years and above and unvaccinated, register at www.nphcda.vaccination.gov.ng. Visit the nearest vaccination site to receive COVID-19 vaccine. If you received first dose of AstraZeneca vaccine before 8th July 2021, second dose commences 23rd August and closes 5th September 2021. All vaccines are free and certified safe by WHO and NAFDAC. At the vaccination site, you can check blood pressure and know your diabetes risk status. Children aged 0 to 23 months will receive childhood vaccines and screen for malnutrition. After vaccination, continue to adhere to COVID-19 prevention protocols. For more information, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng or call 0700-220-1122. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
I realized very young that I was different. My friends tried to enroll me in school.
And the headmaster said, I don't want a child that will come and scare away other children. Madam, take your child home. I wept like I had never wept that day. MTN came in at a point when I was at my lowest. I got a call.
And it turned the story around.
They had found a hospital in South Africa. They had found a doctor. Till date, Great has undergone 17 surgeries. And MTN has not turned their back on Great since then.
Now that I'm graduating, I feel very excited. I'm ready for the challenges life has to push towards me.
You call someone great, and then you expect that he has to go through something so that that name will be real.
I'm bold, I'm confident, you can also do it.
The Nigerian Communications Commission is set to launch 3 major strategic projects. First is the Strategic Vision Implementation Plan, SVP 2021 to 2025. Also to be launched is the compendium of Executive Vice Chairman EVC's speeches and presentations, titled Catalyzing Nigeria's Socioeconomic Transformation Through Broadband Infrastructure. The NCC will also launch a sportscast, NCC Global Connect. The three strategic projects are in line with the priorities of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration. Special guest of honor, Professor Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantami, FNCS, FBCS, FIIM, the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digital Economy. Date, 7th September 2021. Venue is the Communications and Digital Economy Complex, Mbora, Abuja. Time is 11 a.m. prompt. Professor Umar Garba Dambata, Executive Vice Chairman, NCC. Announcer, NCC. Connecting Nigeria.
Developing the nation's human resource. Looking fresh for your dates? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely, keeping you protected and fresh.
Protected and fresh. Protected and fresh. Let's take a picture. Protected and fresh.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling good and protected.
All day confidence to get close.
Oh yeah, take the close up shot. Close.
New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
Welcome back. Now her story went viral, and all for the wrong reasons. She was accused of severely beating and harming a minor entrusted in her care as a housemaid and leaving her marked for life. Cordelia Upoma has been looking into this case that has generated public outcry. Viewers' discretion is advised.
The level of injury inflicted on the little girl indicates a pure case of man's inhumanity to man. Cane marks all over her body and a huge scar on her left shoulder is an obvious sign of repeated scarring of that particular part of the skin. And as for her charred lips, Newsline gathered it was as a result of the little girl being forced to drink very hot water, which also burnt her tongue and apparently throat. The same hot water was mixed with pepper and poured on her body, in addition to flogging her with iron. What was her crime, you may ask? She allegedly broke a plate.
It's even different when you say maybe the person picked up a machete by the side or a rod and hit the person. Maybe that rod is just there and it's spontaneous. You just hit the person at the bottom. But this one, you went to boil hot water, you prepared everything, and within the time you didn't have any kind of change of mind, and you went and executed the act. So I look at such people as being possessed by the devil.
Abia State Commandant of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Olowu Ayinla, has condemned the act in very strong terms, urging parents to be very careful about who they entrust their children in their care.
There's every reason to empower the mothers out there so that they will not be. Then again, there should be holistic, free education. Free education. Every child. You know that this Child Right Act, that law should be enforced to the letter. Let every child have the opportunity of going to school. Now, if you go to school, it ends poverty.
The young lady in the middle of the controversy, Zizi Ojugo Kelechi David, looks so innocent you can swear for her. She is no doubt a society lady from all indications of her posts in the social media, which have now been pulled down as she has seen the bad side of the same social media since the story broke. Wife of the Abia State Governor, Nkechi Ikpeazu, has visited a girl where she is being treated by the police and picked up her bills. Ojugo had in the meantime appeared before an Umuahia magistrate court, and her case has been adjourned to the 15th of September. Newsline will definitely keep you updated as events unfold.
We will surely keep you posted, and I seriously think the mental health of that woman needs to be checked. Now, what could have prompted a man to kill a woman who has had 6 children for him, then commit suicide? The sad story of love gone sour between one Patrick Marks and his longtime lover, Hannah, has thrown residents of a neighborhood in Yenagoa into confusion. The two are said to have had intermittent disagreements before the unfortunate incident. Doris Akumonye visited the scene after the act.
Reactions there from a relative expressing her grievances at the manner her sister was murdered in cold blood. The news of the death of 2 lovers who had been cohabiting for years spread into town when relatives and neighbors visited their apartment only to find their lifeless bodies in pool of blood. Speaking with NTA News on the incident, brother of the deceased woman, Mr. Blessing Bofuro, said the man had been having issues with his partner over time.
Husband used sledgehammer in her sleep. She was sleeping, and I believe it must have happened this morning, early hours of this morning. Hit her while she was sleeping, because even me, I saw the corpse, I saw the blood where he hit her, and I saw the hammer too that he used. And I believe she didn't even wake up, she didn't even shake, because the position where she was, that was how she was still lying till this morning. Killed her, and though I did not see the sniper, but they said he bought the big bottle of sniper and drank, and he also died.
The relationship produced 6 children who are now orphans, left at the mercy of relatives to decide what future lies ahead.
Just surprised and shocked. No information about their marriage. Nobody come to talk anything about their marriage, nor the wife, nor the husband. There was no complaint about their marriage. So what we know that they were just living peacefully as husband and wife. Just suddenly this morning, so I don't know what's happened.
At the time NTA News visited the scene, the bodies of the deceased were being taken out to the mortuary. Neighbors and well-wishers expressed shock at the development, describing the deceased woman as hard-working and a lively person.
Even yesterday, as I went to you now, he came to my house, I saw him passing. I said, Patrick, come, where are you going? He said, wait, I'm coming. Pat, where are you going? With the hurry. Then, even last week, Saturday, I called him. Pat, you are going down. What is happening? At time I will come to this place, I will call Patrick, come, let's go to O'Neill. I will go there, by the process, I will say, take 1 bottle. Pat, what is happening? You are going down every day. We are not like that. We are not friends, neighbor. We are brothers. 2 of us started like, both look at us as twins. Pat, he said, nothing, don't worry, nothing. Until I was surprised this morning when they called me.
The matter has been reported to the State Command of the Nigerian Police. In life, people are joined and married till death do them part. But for these two, it appears they are joined together in death till the next life.
Terrible crime of passion. Do not ignore red flags in a relationship. Very important. Now, Tuesday, 31st of August would ordinarily have been like any other day to Waziri Omaru Federal Polytechnic, Benin Kebbi. But a grave incident turned it black. 27-year-old Khalid Muhammad Kabir, an HND1 science and technology student, was allegedly electrocuted by a dangling live cable while preparing a meal at the fringe of his hostel. This development has given rise to more questions than answers as to what actually caused such an unfortunate incident. Ibrahim Dan Hamidu takes it from here.
Some witnesses who saw the traumatic experience and pleaded for anonymity confirmed to the NTA that the deceased was preparing some meals a task that required him to take some few steps to throw away water outside. It was at the point of coming back to where he was preparing the meal that he stepped on the live electric cable, throwing him violently on the ground in front of the staircase leading to the hostel above. Some students who witnessed the development called for help and rushed the deceased to the Polytechnic's clinic, where medical crew tried to resuscitate him before subsequently being rushed to Seyahia General Hospital, Birnin Kebbi, where he was pronounced dead at about 4 p.m. and subsequently buried the same Tuesday.
You find most times our electrical fittings are being vandalized. And when you go into the hostel, you find it is some of those things that are removed from the Faculty of Engineering block that are fixed into the hostel.
His father can recall when he woke up that fateful day, having what one can best describe as premonition.
You never get a good friend that you want to go to NDA. So, and I advise him he should go to Polytechnic and get a diploma. After diploma, he's supposed to go to university.
Khalid was a good boy who does not cause trouble or engage himself in bad behavior.
Some course-mates of late Khalid could not hide their love for him, as according to them he was humble, friendly and generous to a fault. How can the management of the institution guard against recurrence, given the fact that students will always be there pursuing different tasks all the times, is the question put to the rector.
But the fact that it has happened, it is something that cannot be reversed. Our hope and prayer is students generally will take heed and abide by dictates and regulations governing their stay in the hostel.
As the Polytechnic community, parents, friends, relations, and well-wishers of the deceased await final say on what actually cost the life of young Khalid, safety must remain the watchword for lives and property to be saved.
Now, safety and maintenance standards can save lives. 9 days after regaining freedom, the released Salihu Tanko Islamiyya students narrate their ordeal after 88 days in captivity, with most of them critically ill. Fatima Aliyu, who was in Tegina to feel the pulse of the victims, had a one-on-one with the 70-year-old man who took the ransom to the bandits in their hideout to secure the release of the abductees.
Going by the pains and agony experienced by the just released Salihu Tanko Islamiyya students and teachers, as well as other passerby who were abducted on 30th of May this year in Tegina, the ordeal of their 88 days in captivity will remain with them for a long time, with most of them in critical health conditions, both physical and psychological. This is more for 14-year-old Miriam Ashimu, who assumed the role of an adult immediately she was kidnapped alongside her siblings, 12-year-old Umar Kera and 8-year-old brother Ayatu. Sadly, Ayatu didn't live to tell a story. He died on the 3rd of August in the arms of his 14-year-old sister after 65 days in captivity, and looking down on her brother taking his last breath. Not able to help him, she said we'll live with her for the rest of her life.
Time he is sick, we are asking them, they are saying no medicine. I am looking, he's dead in my hand. They didn't buy clothes for us. We wash our hijab first with stone. When it's dry, we remove the rest of our clothes and wear the hijab. And tied it, then we wash the other clothes.
Distressed, their 41-year-old mother, Adiza Ashimu, who is beside herself with grief, described the ordeal as bittersweet.
I feel delighted but sad again because I lost my son. It has not been easy. Anyway, we've been taking care of them, taking them to the hospital, doing all sorts of things, for them to regain their health. These children have not been given good food at all. They don't have anywhere to sleep. They just do sleep on the floor in the bush. When they brought my children, they all carried them. They couldn't walk. That's how we've been spending money, taking care of them for their treatment.
Just like the Ashimus, Rukayat Dawood also had two of her children, 11-year-old Abib and 13-year-old Safia, among victims of the May 30th abduction in Tegina. The trauma of having two children in captivity led to the loss of her 7-month-old pregnancy. Since their return, little Abib has been in and out of hospital, just like many of the abductees.
I thank God to Almighty Allah that they are coming back to me.
We work for 4 days. The water that we used to drink, the water that we used to bath with, is the same water that we drink. And even cows drink from it.
I really suffered. When we arrived, I took 4 pints of drip and I have since been going to hospital for treatment.
In spite of the severe hardship both the returnees and their families went through, their determination for the pursuit of education is unwavering.
I like to go back to school. I want to become a doctor. I want to be a pilot.
We are just waiting for them to regain their health. Immediately they regain their health, they will still go back. That's why they threaten them that if you come back, you better go and tell your parents to marry you off, because the day we will come back to your town is going to be horrible. All those threats is still there in the heart of these children, but because they threaten them, that will not stop them from going to school.
Yes, I will send my children to school because no anything without education.
The school resumes the next 3 weeks. However, the school has 2 segments, morning session and the afternoon session. The morning session is purely Western education, while the afternoon session is Islamic education.
A psychologist harps on the need for proper reorientation and support for the affected children.
We expect the state government to take these children to specialist hospitals or teaching hospitals around the country, where they should spend like 2 to 3 months undergoing treatment and counseling. They should get professional counselors to address their issues. Some of them may even have psychological problems, which may manifest later, not immediately, which, of course, if they come back home, their parents cannot manage, because most of these children of these parents, as we have been told, are poor.
I also met the 70-year-old indigene of Sokoto State, Kazim Adamu, who delivered the ransom to secure the release of the abductees.
I risked my life for the sake of humanity. I don't have children among them. I traveled on motorbike for 13 hours to get to the bandits in the bush, from where a vehicle dropped me.
The victim of the kidnapped and their families are appealing to governments and relevant stakeholders to come to their aid and also address the growing security challenges in the country.
Thank God they survived the harrowing ordeal, but they need counseling and serious help. Now we have more stories on the line when we return after the break. See you again.
The Honorable Minister of Transportation, Right Honorable Chibuike Rotimi Amechi, and the Honorable Minister of State for Transportation, Senator Gbemisola Rukayat Saraki, cordially invites the Commissioners of Transportation in the 36 states and the FCT, stakeholders in the transportation sector, and the general public to the 16th edition of the National Council on Transportation with the theme, Sustainable Transportation, Panacea for National Development. Date, Monday 6th to Friday, September 2021. Venue, Coronation Hall, Kano State Government House, Ahmadu Bello Way, Kano, Kano State. Time 9 a.m. daily. Dr. Magdalena Jani, Permanent Secretary, Announcer.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
Not all washing powders are the same. Sunlight adds bursts of freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and freshness that lasts. 2-in-1. Sensational cleaning with burst after burst of freshness. Introducing Sunlight with luxurious oud fragrance.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic, and enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
We are StarTimes, the most affordable digital pay TV platform with the widest signal coverage in Nigeria, dedicated to bringing the best TV entertainment around the world to your screen. From Hollywood to Bollywood to Nollywood, we offer the most affordable subscription. Enjoy over 75 channels for as low as 1,700 naira, like Nat Geo Wild, BBC, ESPN, and premium sports like Emirates FA Cup, La Liga, Bundesliga, wrestling. What's more exciting? We have the most flexible payment options in Nigeria. Don't dull. Join us now for an exciting journey. StarTimes. Enjoy digital life.
Welcome back. Now to our social diary. Scores of admirers and well-wishers converged on Daura town, the historical kingdom of legendary Bayajida and spiritual home of Hausa, to witness the turbaning of Dan Madamin Daura Musa Haro as the first district head of Domokol community by Emir Farouk Umar Farouk. This follows official approval of the new district under Daura Emirate Council by Katsina State Government. Lawal Ahmed Matazu captures the celebration and finest traditional heritage.
An ending role of the Royal Palace as a rallying point for the people from all walks of life, Emir Farouk Umar Farouk receives homage as part of the palace tradition. Among the dignitaries is Deputy Governor of Katsina State, Maniri Yakubu. About 1.5 years ago, Musa Haro was turbaned as the Madhamin Daura amid the celebration. History is again made as the emirate finds him worthy for new responsibility as district head of Dumorkol. He steps into the shoes of his forebears, who centuries ago founded and ruled the community. This appointment is to strengthen long-term relationship among the people. The appointment has been supported and accepted by all. We pray for him to bring unity and understanding among the people. Musa Haro is son to only surviving sister of President Muhammadu Buhari and personal assistant on domestic matters. Our relationship is well rooted in history. We thank the Emir of Daura, Dr. Farouk, for the recognition and appointment of Musa Haro as district head. He should unite the people. I advise the people to work with him for the development of the area across sectors of education, agriculture, and animal husbandry. District Head Musa Haro is formally presented to his people at headquarters of the district by Emir of Daura amid pomp and ceremony, as more prayers offered for peace and prosperity of the community. With high expectations, people of the area pledge loyalty to ensure their new ruler succeeds.
I'm a kind of person that listens to everybody. Cannot do anything without doing justice. You have to stand up and take responsibility into yourself.
Nigerian Television Authority delegation to the ceremonies was led by Executive Director Special Duties Lawal Lalu.
Because of his zeal for the development of Daura Emirate. So we wish him long run, love, peace and prosperity.
So really it's historic. And I believe what the Emir of Daura did is he did the right thing.
And today I can say it's the most happiest day to us
as a family member, of which actually we are very grateful to Almighty Allah, and we pray to Almighty Allah to guide him throughout his ruling time.
Our mission now and motives is to help people, the orphans, the less privileged, the children.
I believe he will be very generous. He will bring a lot of developmental activities to his district, and I believe it will be a good thing to the Emirate of Daura.
14 communities are under the new Demurkul district of Daura Emirate Council.
Congratulations to the new district head. Now, imagine a lifetime journey of an adorable daughter and her groom, overwhelmed by her father's endless joy and celebrated by the high and mighty with glowing love and fulfillment. That was how Dr. Hawa Bala Muhammad and her groom Muhammad Lawal were warmly treated at a reception in her honor as she walked into matrimony with a heartthrob. Mojanatu Adam Said tells us more.
Slow and steady, the #1 citizen and members of Bauchi State First Family, joined by other prominent Nigerians to perform their dancing steps to the waiting eyes of all to bid farewell to Dr. Hawa and her groom Muhammad. It's not a political gathering, but the International Conference Center Abuja, which is known for landmark achievement, temporarily serve as a melting pot for politicians of repute, members of the business community, as well as the diplomatic corps who turn out to identify with the celebrants irrespective of political differences.
It's a day that parents smile when they see a young man coming close to their daughter. If there is nothing like marriage, that the parents see a young man coming too close to the daughter, they feel angry.
This is a blazing amalgam of unity and love, and that epitomizes the future and the hope I have for them.
My advice for the couple is for them to be prayerful, to follow the Quran and the holy saying of the prophets, the Sunnah.
I want her to be patient and tolerant, and I want her to take care of her husband.
To the groom, what attracts him to his wife? Was it love at first sight?
Intelligent. She's very, very smart and very kind-hearted. I look forward to spending the rest of my life with her.
His kindness, his gentleness, and his constant support in whatever I do.
The saying that behind every successful man is a woman may just have found a place in the new union.
Prayer to them is that they should put Allah first in their marriage.
The couple should be prayerful, they should remain very good friends, they should work on improving the love between each other.
I want to urge them to steadfast in prayers, to hold on to God, not to invite a third party into their affairs.
To love and communicate with each other, because love is one thing, communication, understanding, it's another thing. So I wish them all the best.
The love that brought them together will keep them forever.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your union and may it last forever.
Oh, Mohammed, he's a guy's guy.
So we just encourage them to continue to be each other's friends.
When it comes to Awa, I know her. She's a nice girl. And when it comes to Mohammed, he's a quiet man, a gentleman indeed. I know that both of them can make it.
If they are patient and they are friends, they remain friends, I'm sure they will surmount whatever problem. If you know how to manage marriage, you will enjoy life. You live as friends, you live as companions, you live as brothers and wives. And this is what I wish for both of them. As one could be right to say, it is a good start to a successful marital bliss.
Happy married life to the new couple. To another wedding, it is the hope of parents to witness the greatness of their children and their exit from bachelorhood, for instance, to blissful marital life. This played out in Kaduna when a prominent politician in the state, Issa Muhammad Ashiru, hosted a cream of distinguished personalities from far and wide who thronged Kaduna to witness the wedding of his son, Captain Salim Muhammad Ashiru, and his heartthrob Fatima Babangana Bunu. Suleiman Abdullahi Rigachinku was part of those who witnessed the grand event.
The event was a point of attraction among who is who in the nation's political landscape. Serving and former political office holders put a strong show at An-Nur Jumaat Mosque, Abuja, to be part of the wedding solemnization. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar stood in as guardian for the groom, while Muhammad Nur Al-Kali was the guardian for the bride. The groom paid 8 coins of gold as dowry, which heralded the wedding Fatiha, presided over by Sheikh Abdullahi Balalo. Shortly, guests were treated to a sumptuous reception organized by the family of the groom.
I hope and pray that the turbulence they will face ahead will be navigated with courage, with patience.
Patience is the only word that will keep them together.
Once you have two people relating, you just have to exercise patience and understanding. Then I pray that love endures between the two of them.
I want to advise the couples to please always be patient and tolerant.
Advise them to strictly abide by the Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to ensure that their marriage doesn't have any problem.
They should have the fear of God and they should do their marriage according to the tenets of Islam.
It was a celebration galore as family members of the bride bid farewell to their daughter to honor her and wish her a blissful and happy marital life. The culmination of the event was the arrival of the bride to her new home in Kaduna to reunite with her heartthrob.
The key to a happy and successful marriage is when both your family, being your sisters, siblings, and parents, and your wife are in good terms.
He's a responsible young man. He's kind, he's generous, he's religious, and of all, he's my best friend.
Cultural troops were not left out in rejoicing with bride and groom.
And blessings is what we wish them the very best. Now, it's rare to find companies or brands commit time and resources to customers' dreams of attaining stardom in any chosen career. However, International Breweries PLC is an exception to that standard, and the company is taking the lead for others to follow. International Breweries PLC, makers of Trophy Lager Beer, is promoting an initiative tagged Stand By Me. It is an avenue for those in the creative industry to develop creative messages on the social media using "Now Who Stand By Me Be My Honorable." Abolade Salami tells us more.
Brewed with honor and the finest of ingredients for smooth, refreshing and cool taste, Trophy Lager Beer, a brand prepared under the most hygienic condition, provides all that is required for a long-lasting taste for consumers. As a brand of beer that is competing favorably in the market and regularly developing ideas to ensure consumers' satisfaction, Trophy Lager Beer is empowering 100 youths in the creative industry. All they need to do is interpret the Stand By Me campaign through any creative means and stand the chance of attaining a lifetime achievement.
Towards the initiative, Trophy Stand By Me initiative is a platform for creatives to put themselves out there and get that opportunity to be mentored, to be coached by industry veterans. Very importantly, after the shortlist process, beyond a 3 months monthly allowance with the Trophy Lager brand. Like, that's massive. At the end of that shortlisting process, 20 people would emerge that would then get again coached, mentored by our veterans, and the top 3 people would get a 1 million naira contract each with the trophy brand. So that's a big thing we are doing in these times.
As a top brand of beer in Nigeria, with distinct advantage of no added sugar, International Breweries PLC, makers of Trophy Lager beer, says the initiative targeted at reducing unemployment is the brand's way of showing its cares.
When we put out a communication that says, now we stand by me being honorable, we have to honor that by standing by our consumers. Hence why we've decided to go after the creatives, stand by them, and try to foster the talent that we know we have in Nigeria, try to grow that, support them, and get them to be the best that they can be.
The management of International Breweries PLC says Trophy Lager beer, a brand that has made remarkable difference in the industry over the years, is still waxing strong through impeccable standard and quality in production. Based on this stride, it is partnering with achievers in the creative industry as ambassadors to propagate the richness of the brand.
So this, of course, will create an opportunity for those that have actually lost hope, and of course will take care of a reasonable number of percentage of unemployment in the country. So for me, they should, take advantage of this initiative.
It's not every day you see brands, pay attention to those kind of things. And these are values that are important for every individual, regardless of what field you're in, regardless of what industry you're in. It's such an important value to just being a human being. Seeing that the brand is focusing on that, I think that's unique. I think that's very commendable.
Interested persons are expected to interpret the Trophy Lager beer initiative, Now Who Stand By Me, Be My Honorable, through songs, skits, or comedy, and post on the page of Trophy Lager Beer Nigeria with the hashtag Stand By Me. They stand a chance of contracts and mentorship from professionals.
Because now who stand by you, be your honorable.
Time for another break. Stay with us.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. No cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic, and enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
Not all washing powders are the same. Sunlight adds bursts of freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and freshness that lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1, sensational cleaning with burst after burst of freshness. Introducing Sunlight with luxurious oud fragrance.
This na the story of Pekin, we rise to the max. Rain or shine, it not settle for less. Na the story of small boy we get big talent. Wait oh, it be like say na the story of one man we fall, but we bounce back in style.
Osime, wetin dey motivate you? I want day big, special and great.
Watching us live from Big Brother House Studio.
Joy for Osime and his teammates, and chuck for him as well.
Make we enjoy Max Entertainment together.
Sports or movies, telenovela or cartoon, music or reality TV. With just 6,900 naira, you fit get your Go TV decoder plus 1 month Max subscription. Make you enjoy over 75 channels with for Go TV Max. Make you and your special ones enjoy better things on Max levels. Go TV, love it.
The Council of Our Fathers.
My advice to these young people is please
do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth Entrepreneurship Support Years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
Program for skills acquisition and capacity development under the drive by the present government for job creation. That is our focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, every week at 10:30 p.m. It promises to be incisive and educative. Join us.
Welcome back. The unimaginable has happened in Sapele, Delta State, as a father impregnates his daughter and insists she delivers the baby. Rosemary Omani journeyed to Sapele to ascertain what could have pushed the man and his daughter into such abominable act.
The birth of a newborn is usually greeted with joy from both families, but when the circumstances surrounding the birth has to do with incest, what ordinarily would have turned joy turns sorrow. That is the case of 16-year-old Sapele-based Mercy Akpokpokpo and his 42-year-old father, David Akpokpokpo, who hailed from Alaja, Delta State. Mercy's mother, Vero Akpokpokpo, has raised an alarm when she discovered her daughter's pregnancy and demanded to know from her who was responsible. But to no avail, she went as far as trying to abort the baby, but was threatened by her husband never to or would be thrown out of the marriage. He thereafter convinced her he would personally find out the culprit after daughter had put to bed. This he did not until baby became 3 months. The restless pregnant woman kept questioning the daughter, who finally told her the father was responsible. The same father was said to have also defiled his 13-year-old daughter. What now becomes the fate of this pregnant woman with 5 children and a grandson who has moved in with her elder sister and husband with 6 children?
I don't get anything. I did suffer. Nobody. Their family, they won't leave me.
We need help because their situation now, we cannot lead them like that.
The man was arrested by the vigilante and handed over to the police.
I report came to our office. That's what happened. One man, he pregnant a daughter and daughter gave birth. I said, okay. We went after the man. We brought the man. The man had confessed that he was actually tipsy. We asked the girl. The girl said no. That the father wants to know whether she has started sleeping with men outside. We couldn't do much. The only thing we did was to hand over both parents to the police.
The State Police Command has not confirmed the incident, as it says such was not reported to the command.
Horrible incests like these need to be checked. Time for our last break.
It's not dark, it's bright. Black is bold. Black is every color all together. My thing, your thing, our thing mixed together. Black shines brightly. Drink it in.
Since coming into office in 2015, the Buhari administration has recorded unprecedented achievements in all sectors, especially in the provision of infrastructure, which is the key to economic growth. Never in the history of this country has any administration done so much with so little. I recall that when this administration came into office, the price of crude oil, which provides for 80% of Nigeria's budgetary revenues and 95% of foreign exchange earning, dropped drastically, thus reducing the amount of resources available to the federal government. In spite of this, the administration has continued apace with massive infrastructure developments.
This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
That's Newsline for this week. Hope to see you again next Sunday, same time, same station. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.